Hello, it's Lucas here, and I've got another mock showcase for you. This is my custom modular building for my fictional company, the ACMU, or Anti-Crime Military Unit. They specialize in high-level threats, and this is their main headquarters. As you can see, it's a mostly white building with red accents, and then there's a second building on the side, which is a gray stone building. It is missing a piece that fell off somewhere. I don't know where it went, but I'm not really too worried about that right now. But let's get into the details. So of course, on the top, you can see the nice brick belt ACMU logo. Well, not logo, but name. So you never get this mixed up. You know this is the ACMU. Although you probably can't see it from the street, so there might be a sign or something. Obviously, I don't have a sign down here, but there probably would be. Now, one of the most important details here, one of the most immediate details that you can see is that this entire front section right here is sticking out 2 studs from the rest of the building. And it's supported down at the bottom with these nice pillars. They have some arched pieces on the top, and then these nice bottoms out of sand blue ingot pieces. Those are sand blue just to add a little bit of extra color. Also, the carpet on the inside is sand blue, and these little details on the top are sand blue, but I'll get more to this later. But you can also see over the door there is this nice crest. It's got some nice details, and I think it really gets the job done pretty well. It's pretty simple, but just overall, I'm really happy with how it looks. I think it adds so much detail to that top bit. You can also see that these 5 windows here are all the same rounded window design with gray toppers to them, which just gives it more shape, more character, more style. And it was a detail that was inspired by a building I had seen while I was out and about, and I just thought that this was just the right thing to make this look 10 times better. You can also see these little windows on the top, which are just here to fill in more space other than just having this plain white, which I thought would look pretty bad. So I gave it those 2 tiny little windows for that to just make it look better. And then you can also see here there are brackets that I used. These give it some nice shape, adds to the overall design, and it gives it these nice little circles. So you can imagine what that would be in real life, but I just think that these add so much more to making it look more interesting and just overall a more attractive build than previous versions of this build. And if you're curious about the previous versions of this build, I do have them on my channel. There's a playlist called the El Police Collection, because that's what this used to be called, on my channel, and you can see 3 different versions of this build. Although I don't think the oldest version is on there, but I know 2 versions at least are on there. Now, of course, it's got a standard modular sidewalk. Nothing too special about it. You can see it there, just the normal squares. It is 2x4s right where the windows and the door are, just because I needed to save on some pieces. And then there's a lamppost with a small bird on top. Now, let's move on actually to the roof here. So I'll just pull the whole roof section off. Oops. A little piece broke off of this, but that's all right. Just throw it back on. You can see it's got this nice topper to it, this nice front bit, which just gives it some nice shaping. It makes the top way more interesting than it used to be. It used to look like this on the top, but now it's got this nice extra piece that just really brings the whole build together. Further on, you can see a shield, because this isn't a fictional world where a shield generator like this isn't unrealistic, and it just gives a shield to the entire building to make sure that nothing can penetrate it and overall just destroy the building. Then, of course, you have the hatch right here. This connects up to a staircase, which brings you from the 3rd floor up to here so that you can have roof access. You can also see all the pathways for the roof are using these grill tiles, which gives it nice texture and just really adds to the design of this model. Of course, you can see more grates here and a little crate right here. The crate is just filled with a few items, a wrench and then, or a screwdriver I should say, and 2 little sticks so you can direct the planes, but you don't really need to do that because there's lights and it's only a helicopter pad. I don't know how it works, but I'm assuming that's the case. But of course, you can see the helicopter pad using one of the old Lego City base plates or road plates. I think they still use them, but I don't know. I never was a big fan of these road plates. They always feel a little bit small for Lego City vehicles, but it's a good piece nonetheless. And it really helped me with this area to fill in. Of course, there's lights all the way around, and then there is the large antenna. You can see here, it's just got a couple of dishes all around it, some little antenna and different things to really get that signal out nice and strong. And then, of course, on the top, there's the American flag. But you can just see there's plenty of different details. There's a wrench here and some other little bits and bobs. This piece originally wasn't on the back here, but I added it so it could actually be stable because it fell off a lot. And then also there's that little tile right there, which just kind of adds a little bit of extra detail. Oh, it's not focusing on it. There you go. Adds a little bit of extra detail. It is a printed piece too, which is pretty nice. You can't really tell, but it adds extra detail, I can assure you. I'll throw this back on. So there's the roof all together. Some nice handrails on the edges too. And also, I forgot to note that the edges of the roof do have, oh my gosh, it's not focusing at all. Do have some nice extra little details, a little bit of red, and of course, like I mentioned before, some sand blue. But I'll put the roof right back on and we'll move to the gray building. All right, focus. Let's see, there you go. So right in the front, you can see this nice plant box. Now this tile on the top is meant to be slightly separated. It just adds a little more interest to the overall build. And there are some nice yellow flowers on the top. Now moving back to the gray building, you can see right here, a door used to be here back when this was a separate building, but now those walls are knocked down and it is part of the ACMU building altogether. But you can still see remnants of that old door. And if you go on the inside, which I'm not going to show you the interior because there's nothing much to it, but you can see the door can pop open, and you can even see on the inside it is a stickered piece from, I believe, the 2017 police station. So of course that's just an extra play feature if you want to have your criminals break through the door. But I'll bring this up a little closer. You can see it's just covered on with tiles to give it a smoother look, a more interesting look. Some nice angles here, a little crest on the top, and then these nice angled in bits just really give it that extra detail. It's definitely probably the most detailed or most intuitive build here. I mean, it's the most in-depth. It's got the most details, I think. But I still like the the ACMU portion better. I think overall it looks better, but this has more techniques in it. And then turning around, you can see the windows. The back is pretty plain for the ACMU building, but you can see this really nice detailed window right here. And then I'm going to move all of this out of the way so we can look at the back of the first floor, which just has some extra bits for the gray building here. A nice door right there with an awning, a trash can, and this fence gate to keep people from breaking into the back. And this path right here actually connects up to my two-door corner modular from, of course, 2025, because these two are supposed to be right up next to each other. Now I'm going to show you one extra little thing before I show you this in the modular city that I have. And that is it without the second floor, because this is what I'd say is like the small town version, or just really not necessarily small town, but the just normal ACMU building, if it's not, 3 stories tall, it's most likely going to be looking like this, because on the inside of this floor is a big vault that the ACMU has. But the thing with that vault is it's really something only the ACMU headquarters would have, which is what this mock is depicting. But most ACMU buildings wouldn't have that, and so this is the usual version because they wouldn't need to have 3 floors. Of course, the second floor is just office spaces. But I am working on the interiors a little more. Maybe I'll make a video about the full interiors, but currently it's very empty, and so I don't have anything about that. But there it is. I'm going to go show it to you in the city. Here it is with the rest of my modulars. You can see it's got a very distinct profile from everything else. It stands out very well with that nice white color scheme, that very sharp white color scheme, especially when compared to most other buildings. I'd say it's most similar to the town hall because they're both pretty boxy and pretty big too. And also, this isn't quite as detailed as most of these other modulars are, but you can see the 2 buildings right next to each other. They go together because the interior of the apartment up here I actually customized to be someone from the ACMU's apartment. You can see if I pull this off, you can see she has the ACMU uniform up there. Right, it was right next to her bed. So they're kind of inseparable, I'd say. And I gotta put those back together. But there it is. Alright, there we go. There it is next to everything else. You can see there's my Christmas train. It's just my normal 040, but well, really the tender, the one part that's missing, kind of looks more Christmassy because of the color scheme, but there it is there, and you can see all the other buildings, but most importantly, there it is. I hope you enjoyed the video. Of course, my next long form video will be on Christmas Day of the Minecraft world rebooted, and I hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.